Have you ever seen someone bullied so cruelly that your heart screamed for justice? Most of us turn away, pretending not to see. But sometimes life puts the wrong bullies in front of the wrong person because fate has already chosen the one who will fight back. This is the story of a woman they called weak, worthless, and easy to break until one moment revealed the truth. She wasn't just anyone. She was a former Navy SEAL veteran who had already stared death in the face as, oh, stay with me till the end. Because what happened after they threw her into the mud will remind you that strength isn't about muscle, it's about heart. And before we begin, make sure to subscribe to Grow for Justice because we bring you real stories of courage, character, and comeback. And hey, tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? Let's see how far our message of justice can reach. The small town of Brookhaven had always been quiet, almost too quiet. People knew each other's names, routines, and even secrets. It was the kind of place where rumors traveled faster than the mail. At the edge of that town lived a woman named Elena Brooks, 34 years old, soft-spoken, often seen helping at the local shelter or teaching self-defense to kids. To most, she was just another quiet woman who kept to herself. No one knew that behind her gentle eyes was a past lined with storms, a decade of service in the Navy SEALs, countless missions, and scars no one could see. Elena didn't talk about it. She didn't need to. After losing her best friend in her final deployment, she left the military, choosing peace over medals, quiet over chaos. But peace doesn't always mean safety. At the Brookhaven Community Center, where she volunteered twice a week, there was a group of local troublemakers for young men in their 20s who thought toughness meant tormenting others. They called themselves the Ridge Boys. They'd swagger through the park, mock people, kick over trash bins, and record their cruelty for online pranks. No one ever stopped them. The town feared them, or worse, ignored them. Elena first crossed paths with them one rainy Thursday. She was closing up the shelter, arms full of donated blankets, when she saw them cornering a teenage boy near the alley. His face was bruised, his backpack dumped into a puddle. She didn't hesitate. "Hey," she called out, her voice calm but cutting through the drizzle. "Leave him alone." The boys turned, sneering. Their leader, Travis, laughed. "Or what? You gonna call the cops, lady?" Elena set the blankets down. Her posture didn't change, but something in her eyes did. Sharp, controlled, almost predatory. The kind of look that made even fearless men hesitate. The boys scrambled away while the Ridge Boys jeered. One shoved her shoulder lightly. "Chill, Grandma, we're just joking." Elena smiled faintly. "I don't think the kid found it funny." Travis grinned wider. "You one of those charity saints, huh? Think you can teach us manners?" She said nothing, just stared. That silence cut deeper than any insult. And that silence made Travis angry. He spat at her feet and walked away, muttering, "Better watch yourself, lady." But bullies, once challenged, never let go. The next weekend, Elena joined the town's charity fair. Families laughed, kids ran around, and volunteers worked together to set up booths. The Ridge Boys arrived too, uninvited, full of beer and arrogance. They spotted her at once. "Hey, it's the hero!" Travis shouted. His friends laughed. Elena ignored them, focusing on arranging supplies. But the mockery grew louder. "What's wrong?" "Scared to talk now." Still, she stayed quiet. Until one of them, Jake, grabbed a box from her table and threw it into the mud. The supplies splattered across the ground. The laughter grew crueler. "Pick it up, soldier girl," another yelled. Not even knowing how close he was to the truth, the crowd around began to whisper. Some people looked away. Some pulled out phones to record. Elena stood there, the mud soaking into her jeans, her hands trembling. Not with fear, but with restraint. Then Travis stepped forward, face twisted with mock heroism. "You think you're tough, huh? Show us then." And before she could move, he shoved her hard. She fell backward, straight into the thick mud. Laughter erupted. Cameras flashed. Someone shouted, "World's bravest volunteer, everyone!" Elena stayed down for a moment, staring at the ground. The crowd saw only humiliation, but inside her, something ancient and unbroken woke up. The training, the discipline, the years of being forged under pressure. She rose slowly, mud dripping from her hair, and met their eyes. The laughter stopped. Travis smirked, trying to keep control. What, you gonna cry? Elena took one step forward. No, she said softly. I'm gonna teach you something your fathers should have. The first move came from Jake, a shove meant to look tough. Elena sidestepped, caught his wrist, twisted, and in one smooth motion sent him sprawling. Another lunged. She ducked and swept his legs out. The crowd gasped. Phones that once filmed mockery now captured awe. Within seconds, all four bullies were on the ground, groaning in pain, faces pale with shock. Elena didn't even look winded. She stood over them and said quietly, "You don't hurt people because you're strong. You hurt people because you're weak. And weakness can be fixed with discipline." Then she turned to the crowd, voice steady. No one should ever stand by and watch cruelty. Ever. She walked away, leaving behind silence. And four boys would never forget that day. But the story didn't end there. That night, a video of the incident went viral. Millions watched the clip of the mud fight in Brookhaven. Comments flooded in, "Who is she? She's incredible. That's real justice." By morning, reporters were at her doorstep, but Elena didn't answer. She wasn't interested in fame. However, when a black SUV pulled up quietly outside her house, she knew it wasn't the media this time. Two men in uniform stepped out, followed by a woman in navy blues. They weren't reporters. They were SEAL veterans, her old brothers in arms. "Commander Brooks," one said, saluting, "you made us proud yesterday." Elena Glinkid surpriset. "I'm not commander anymore," she said softly. The woman smiled. "Maybe not officially, but you showed the world what real strength looks like. You defended the helpless when no one else did. That's what the uniform stands for, even when you're not wearing it." They handed her a small patch, weathered but precious, the trident emblem of the Navy SEALs. "For honor," the man said. "For justice." Elena held it in her palm, tears forming in her eyes. She had left the Navy to find peace, but somehow peace had found her only when she'd stood up again for what was right. Weeks later, the Ridge Boys returned, humbled, not hostile. Travis came alone, clutching a folded note. "We wanted to say sorry," he muttered, barely looking up. "We were idiots." Elena nodded, her voice calm. "Change what you do. That's how you say sorry." From that day, those same boys started volunteering at the community center. Travis even joined the local self-defense program under her instruction. Slowly, they rebuilt what they had broken. Sometimes justice doesn't need courtrooms or punishment. It needs transformation. And that's what Grow for Justice stands for. Real change, real courage, real stories that SO if this story inspired you. If you believe that standing up for others is still worth it, then make sure to subscribe to Grow for Justice right now. Because every week, we bring you stories that prove humanity still has heroes. And tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? Your country, your city. Let us know how far our voice for justice is reaching. Remember, true strength isn't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can stand when life knocks you down.